Hello and welcome to Financial Social Work and to this presentation today of Community Action and Financial Social Work, a winning combination. My name is Rita Wolfson. I am the founder of the Financial Social Work discipline and the Center for Financial Social Work. With me today is our consultant, Doralee McCauley. She is an MBA and a licensed social work. Doralee lives in New York City, and I am here in the beautiful mountains of Western North Carolina in Asheville, North Carolina.
Hello.
Thanks, Doralee. I was actually trying to see if I could get the slides moving. I'd like to begin this afternoon by just giving you a brief agenda of what you can expect. I'll start out by talking about financial social work and what it is. Then we'll take a look at the need for financial capability or education. We'll discuss, can financial literacy end poverty? We'll talk about how financial social work engages, motivates, educates, and supports clients in taking control of their money and gaining control of their lives. We'll look at the very important differences between traditional financial education and financial social work. Then I'll explain what the certification program is about right before we do the drawing for a free financial social work certification. And I share with you a special discount that we're offering to those of you in attendance today. Then we will stay with you to answer any questions you may have. So some quick housekeeping. Any of you that haven't used this particular webinar platform before, up in the right-hand corner, you'll see that rectangle. On it, you'll see the questions box where you can put in questions or answer some of the polls we have if you have different answers than the ones we've provided. And also there is the double arrow so that you can move the that rectangle to allow you to see the entire screen with all of our slides. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I thought you should know that I've been doing this work for the past 16 years. It all started with something I called feminomics, a word that I licensed and created and gave the definition of the gender of money. It evolved into financial social work in 2003, and I've taken it to numerous colleges and universities, and we created the first position in the Department of Social Services, first position of financial social work. There's a 3-year research project going on in Erie, Pennsylvania on my work. And it's actually, our curriculum is being taught at the University of Kentucky, and it has been since 2011. And we will be included this year in the online encyclopedia of social work. Just a few highlights about financial social work. So what makes it such a winning combination with community action? We believe it is the financial social work process. It's very experiential, heavily psychosocial, strengths-based. It's interactive, introspective, and multidisciplinary. And as we proceed through the program, you'll find out a bit more about what all of that means. It all begins with engagement. It doesn't matter how wonderful any of our programs are. If we don't engage clients, we're not going to be able to provide them the opportunity to participate in any of those programs. So engagement is a really important piece, and financial social work is about it's an ongoing process of financial education, motivation, validation, and support. And the model has evolved over the years to incorporate these components because we've discovered, we recognize this is what people need to create sustainable long-term financial behavioral change, which actually is our mission. But more than all of that, with regard to why we work so well with community action agencies, is the fact that we have many long-term and successful relationships with numerous community action agencies. I won't go through all of these, but I will just share with you that these are some of the agencies that we have partnered with. Some have certified their entire staff. Others, just a few people. They use our client program. And I will mention that I did present at the Community Action Conference in New York City last summer. So to begin, I thought it would be nice to find out where all of you are located. So I am going to initiate my first poll as soon as I find it. Here it is. So let's see, where are you located? And I'll launch the poll, and you can let us know. We'll just spend a few seconds on this. 60% of you have shared. Very interesting. Unfortunately, what does happen, and you'll see why I'm telling you this, 77% of you voted. The rest of you don't want us to know where you're from? Okay. Okay, 79%. Okay, I'll count it down and share the results with you. We'll go, 81% of you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I am going to close it and share the results with you. So, the majority of you are from the Midwest. That's not exactly what I expected, and I am just delighted that you're here with us. I see that we have no one from the West Coast. We do schedule all of our webinars at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the hopes that people on the West Coast, although there are those of you in the Midwest that have significant time differences too, very often after one of our webinars, I do get emails from people telling us that they thought that the 2 o'clock was their time on the West Coast. So thank you so much for sharing. I'm glad that all of you are here, and we can continue. Okay, as I mentioned, there's our mission, and our goal is to contribute to personal, professional, and financial change. Okay, well, that would not be what I wanted to do here. Sorry about that. So now let's do this poll. I only have 3 polls for you today, but this one really belongs right here. And so I'm asking you, what reasons do clients give for their lack of participation in financial literacy or education programs? What do you think? You can pick more than one on this. Oh, okay. I need to launch the poll. You can pick more than one of the answers, and if you have other reasons than the ones we've included, feel free to share them in that question box. Oh, interesting. Oh, great, great. Okay. As I said earlier, it is about engagement. Okay, 65% of you have voted, 71. Okay, 80% of you. I'll go ahead and count it down for anyone else that still wants to vote, but we have a lot of material to cover. We think it should take about 45 minutes so that we have plenty of time for questions, but we will stay with you. Okay. 83% of you voted, and I'm going to close it and share the results. Okay. You know, I traveled the country speaking at national and state conferences, and the reasons that I put in here are the reasons that I hear, the frustrations that those of us working with clients living in poverty or struggling financially, these are the feelings, and that's how. Okay, oh, that's very interesting. Thank you. Someone did share in the question box embarrassment. Very interesting. That's not one I included, obviously. Okay. Well, thank you. I know I hear all the time the frustration of not being able to engage clients in these programs. So here we are. I've kind of gone over this already. I just wanted to share with you again why financial social work is a behavioral model, and how, not so much how, but Dorlee will be doing some of the how in a little bit, but you can see that it addresses the micro, the meso, and the macro. And because of course it is a change model, all change starts with the individual, and as the individual change, it moves out to the family, and the family moves on to the community and benefits the organization, and of course the society through social change, which is what we're all about. So taking responsibility for your financial future requires more than just learning new financial skills, because it is a process. And financial stability is a very personal, individual, and an emotional choice. I am always looking for ways to synthesize all of the information and materials that I've created through the years. And it was a few years ago when I really got to the essence of this and recognized just how personal, individual, and emotional this choice is. It's about so much more than filling seats and telling clients you need to have a budget, you should save your money and not smoke, or get rid of your cable. It is a choice that we, not just clients, obviously all of us, have to make it on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, sometimes on an hour-to-hour basis, and sometimes a minute-to-minute basis. And it's important to know that, because if we really want to engage clients, we have to understand what they need and how to do it. So I believe that it's at the very heart of my work, and at the heart of what we want to help clients understand, is we need to have a better, healthier relationship with our money. That's where it all starts, because it's our relationship with our money that drives our financial behavior. How do we earn? How do we spend? How do we save? How do we share? Financial behavior is ultimately what determines our financial circumstances. That's that dancing arrow. That's where the magic happens. It isn't just teaching the basic financial tools. They're important. Obviously, they're important. However, if we want clients to be in a better place, we need to engage them and help them understand that it's only by changing their behavior, the thoughts, feelings, and attitudes that drive their relationship with their money, that's how we create sustainable long-term financial behavioral change. And the psychosocial component matters, because until and unless behavior changes, nothing changes. So to get clients to move men and women from where they are here in poverty or with financial struggles, with debt, without assets, to there, which is represented by financial stability, financial self-sufficiency. It is a journey. It's a trip that we make, each of us choosing. Remember, I just spoke about the fact that we have to make it because on a regular basis, because it is such a personal choice. So helping clients understand what's in it for me. And actually, in that poll just now, the majority of you, 75% of you who voted, felt clients don't understand how they can benefit. We have to give clients hope that they can have a better future, because hopelessness and despair, which many of you also included, 50% of you included that in your choices on why it's difficult to engage clients. Hopelessness closes the door to change. So we want to provide hope that they can have a better future. And then the next bullet is teach the financial skills and tools in a way that validates, educates, motivates, and support. Is this a more complex approach? It could be, other than the fact that we've spent 16 years creating it in such a way that no one else has to, start from the very beginning. We have all of that for you. So it involves listening to clients to learn how best to engage and work with each one. It's not an exact science, and it's not one size fits all. And then we help clients understand why they are where they are and connect them by helping them to identify where they want to be in the future. When we give them hope and we help them know that they can have a better future and identify what that future could look like, what they want it to look like, then we are on the road to a better financial future. And finally trusting that clients do know what motivates them better than anyone else. So if we listen rather than tell them, we are much more likely to engage them. So our final poll for today: what are your staff's biggest challenges in engaging clients in financial education? So I will give you this final poll. I will launch it. You should be able to pick more than one answer. Well, you're mostly in agreement with your answers. 61% of you have voted. We'll go ahead and wait a few more seconds. I appreciate your participation. I love when we can do interactive work online. Okay, I'll just go ahead and count it down. And if you've all voted, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm going to close it and share it. Okay, so you can see that most of your answers are all within the same range, with, of course, the highest being that they have too many other responsibilities. And obviously there's a reason that I asked that question, and we're about to find that out as soon as I hide this poll. and we keep going. Thanks, everybody, for participating. So the reason I asked that question is because clients aren't the only ones with financial problems. And it's interesting that of all of your answers, that was the one that least concerned you. But having worked with so many agencies across this country, I do know that staff have their own financial problems to deal with. And when staff has financial problems, organizations have financial problems, more than I can go into right now. But the reality is that staff with financial problems are more likely to make poor decisions for themselves, for their clients, and for their employers. And they are more likely to have lower productivity, less presenteeism. They might be there at work, but not necessarily engaged in work or involved in work if they're worried about their own personal financial problems. It increases absenteeism, reduces morale, and decreases interest in client outcomes, and leads to missed appointments, meetings, and deadlines, and often staff with financial problems. I was in preparing this, I did a bunch of research, and the statistics for the amount of time that employees with financial problems take off from work or spend at work dealing with financial problems is rather alarming. So financial social work supports staff in educating, motivating, and facilitating clients' financial behavioral change. And it also, FSW also provides staff with the opportunity to improve their own financial circumstances. This way, staff benefits personally and professionally. They gain understanding of their own relationship with money, and they are able to improve their own financial futures. And it enables them to be more hopeful and positive client role models, as well as client resources and referral sources. That's particularly important to me, that our graduates bring a healthy and positive and hopeful approach into every session, whether it's one-on-one or in a group, whatever the setting is. If your staff feels that their own financial lives are improving, and they know that it's a result of the training and work that they're doing, then they're going to be much more optimistic with their clients. Next segment is, can financial literacy help to end poverty? Well, we know that poverty and financial problems are far too complex for a one-size-fits-all solution. So it's about meeting the client where the client is and understanding what the client needs. This work is very adaptable. Later on, when Dory Lee is working, going through her part of the presentation, she'll show you the many different populations that this work is used with, and that's because it is so customizable and adaptable. So poverty and money problems have been culturally systemic and socially endemic for decades. I don't need to go through the history of social services and how things have changed over time. What's most alarming, and as I was waiting for you to complete the polls, I was thinking about the fact that we're doing this in the midst of the government shutdown and many months after sequestration began. And I know that that impacts the work you're able to do. And I feel very strongly that growing need, that the many needs that clients have and the growing need they have and the declining availability of client programs, and believe that the need to make clients' financial self-sufficiency a priority is more important than ever before because of the disappearing services. And when the government does get back up and running, that's still the reduced services, I think we all know, are the wave of the future, unfortunately. So where does financial literacy fit? Well, I hadn't realized that actually this term and this movement didn't begin in 2000 until 2000. And you can read for yourself some of the other points that I've highlighted. But in 2012, President Obama changed the wording from financial literacy to financial capability. However, I don't know how many of you received that memo. I can tell you that every year for Financial Literacy Month in April, we do special programs, and this is the only graphic I've ever been able to find that says financial capability. And in creating this session today, I discovered that it's actually from the UK. It's not from the United States. So just to get you up to speed on financial capability, it is measured in terms of how well people make ends meet, plan ahead, choose and manage financial products, possess and utilize the skills and knowledge to make financial decisions. It took me a while to kind of get comfortable with the idea of financial capability, but I don't see that term becoming as popular as financial education and literacy, probably because it's a newer term. So for me, financial literacy is about money management basics. Financial education is the method for helping people to improve their financial futures. Financial capability, this is not my definition, but it incorporates financial literacy, savings, access, in other words, banked, unbanked, who has access, social influences, emotions, consumer protection, and behavior. Now, having spent a half an hour with me already, I know you know that I would change the order somewhat. I would begin with behavior because I think it is, while it's composed of the following pieces, it is where change happens. So regardless of whether you call it literacy, education capability, the conversation and the thinking about how to help clients become more money wise needs to change. It's not working. A different and better way of working with clients is absolutely needed because financial behavioral change cannot and does not happen without the personal growth, which contributes to improved and increased sense of self, self-esteem, self-confidence, and self-awareness. So personal growth is as important and significant in the work of financial social work as financial knowledge, because you can't have financial change unless you have personal change. And this is one of my absolute favorite graphics. I'm so glad I found it. It, to me, represents someone at peace with her money. And I will now turn this over to Dora Lee.
Thank you. So how does financial social work help engage, motivate, educate clients in taking control of their money? This infographic captures really the essence of the financial social work model. It shows you how your financial behaviors, that is, how you choose to spend your money, save or not save, earn or share your money, determine your financial circumstances. An important side note that I want to mention here is that how you earn your money is not always a choice. By that I mean that sometimes clients feel discouraged from earning more income because of the way benefits are distributed. For example, one woman shared recently how she had to turn down a raise of $50 per week to avoid becoming disqualified from receiving child care benefits for her children. So that's, this is reality. Going back to the model, you also see the four components that influence your financial behaviors that determine your financial circumstances. There are the psychosocial aspects, that is, the thoughts, feelings, and attitudes that you have about money, some of which you may be aware of and some of which you may not be aware of. Most of these were formed during your childhood based upon messages you received from your caregivers or other key role models. The second component is your relationship with your money, and this is a function of both your feelings and situation with your money, so that the spectrum ranges from feeling hopeless and pessimistic on one end to optimistic and stable on the other end. The third component is our financial behavior, how you choose to spend and save, and the fourth is financial information and knowledge. This infographic is showing you that in today's times, we have so many different forms of payment that it becomes hard to know how much money we have or have spent. To give you an example, when you have $100 in cash in your pocket, you have something that you can physically touch and see. And when you go and buy something with it, you're going to get change, which again is something you can physically touch and count. All of these elements help you feel connected to your money, stay attuned to it, and be aware of how much you have and how much you've spent and how much you have left over. You don't have all these cues when your salary or benefits are automatically deposited into your account or deducted when you're paying for your expenses. And so whether it's by credit card or automatic withdrawal, etc. and so on. And so it becomes very hard to know how much you have or have spent in today's times with all these additional methods of payment. Once we become aware of our conscious and unconscious feelings about money, many of which we've absorbed while growing up, we can then gain control over how we spend versus acting on autopilot based upon childhood scripts. Access to information is not the problem. Individuals can get access to financial information in books, on the internet, from other people. The issue is engagement, connection. Financial social work meets clients where they are and provides them with not only education, but also motivation and support so that they are interested and involved. So what are the differences between financial education and financial social work? This infographic summarizes the key differences between financial social work and financial education. I'd like to highlight here that traditional financial education provides individuals with financial knowledge and information such as money basics, budgeting, saving and investing, how to manage your debt, get insurance, and so on. Financial social work would provide you with this information, but it also addresses the psychosocial aspects, your relationship with your money, and your financial behavior, thereby enabling you and your clients to truly experience long-term financial behavioral change. The traditional model of financial education focuses on increasing your knowledge, and it's one in which the educator or expert is teaching rather passive students who are expected to simply receive and memorize the information. This is why individuals who are taught under such a model are not engaged, and very often they've gone through this type of training before, and it hasn't had much of an effect. Studies have typically shown mixed results. They may have had a positive outcome in terms of a head count if the individuals were provided with an incentive to show up to class, but in terms of change, they tend to lead to only superficial and temporary change. Is there a more effective method? Absolutely. The recommended approach to financial literacy incorporates two models. the transformative learning model, and the trans-theoretical model of behavioral change. Here you see how a person starts out doing something old in an old way, then how he or she proceeds to do the old thing in a new way, and ultimately does something new in a new way. This is to visually illustrate the process by which individuals may undergo transformative learning. Individuals are essentially guided to self-discovery and new or revised interpretations of beliefs through questions and assignments provided by instructors which challenge their existing views on various topics. In addition, in the transformative learning model, the educator and learner have a peer-to-peer relationship versus the expert-to-student relationship in the traditional model. So as you can see, the transformative learning model includes introspective, experiential, and interactive components, all three of which are foundational components to financial social work. In addition to the transformative learning model, it is recommended that financial education incorporate the trans-theoretical model of behavioral change. This model basically shows you that behavior change is a process. Sometimes the model is shown in this kind of squiggly shape, I don't know how else to describe it, and sometimes it is shown in a circle shape, which we'll show you in the next slide. Regardless of how you present it, the point is that there are different stages, such as the not ready yet stage, where you're the pre-contemplation stage, the thinking about it stage, or some call it the contemplation stage, the preparing for action stage, the taking action stage, and the maintenance stage. There's also the possibility of what you call relapse, or sliding backwards occasionally, and this is not at all unusual. It is by combining the transformational learning model and the trans-theoretical model of behavioral change that you are able to achieve long-term personal and financial growth, change, and understanding, the essence of financial social work. As you can see, financial social work is practiced across the U.S. and the world in a variety of settings, such as hospitals, the military, schools, private practice, community action agencies such as yours, and EAP departments, and more. To give you a heads up in terms of time, we just have a few more slides before we get to the announcement of the lucky winner's name of the free certification to financial social work among today's attendees and the end of our presentation. So what are financial social work clients or graduates saying about financial social work? So if I may, I'd like to share with you just a couple of comments to give you a feeling for the experience our clients have had with financial social work. Cheryl Bates, one of your colleagues over at United Way, went through the financial social work certification and said, quote, "After this self-guided training experience, it was very clear to me that I could introduce this model of education intervention as a best practice approach." Another thing that I'd like to point out is that thanks to Cheryl Bates, we currently have underway 2 evidence-based research projects under the auspices of United Way. Feel free to read all the details about it on our website. Here, Cheryl from United Way is sharing a story from a participant who was a domestic violence survivor who successfully completed the financial social work program. And, quote, "This woman stood in front of the class and other event attendees and spoke about the impact that the financial social work program had on her, how it changed her life, and had given her hope of better things to come." Here, a financial social work graduate from Creighton University shares, quote, "Financial social work taught me that you can overcome childhood money lessons because money is neither good nor bad. It's what you choose to do with it that matters." She goes on to say, "One of the most powerful lessons for me in this certification course was the one on paying yourself first." Or this student from Neighbor Works New Horizon, quote, "Financial social work helped me to better understand how and why I adopted so many of my financial habits, by showing me the emotions associated with my thoughts, feelings, and attitudes about money. I'll let you read this one on your own. As you saw, the common theme is that financial social work makes a difference. Graduates undergo a true personal transformation that enables them to serve as role models when they are working with their clients. If you'd like to read more testimonials, please check out our Facebook page. Lastly, if you want to get another viewpoint of financial social work that is not a testimonial, you may want to check out our site for a graduate weekly blog post. Many financial social work graduates share either how financial social work impacted their lives personally or how it has helped them change the lives of their clients. And now I'll transfer the mic back over to Rita.
So it's just about time to announce the winner. Before I do, I would like to share with you the special incentive that we have for those of you who joined us today. The certification, which you can see, is a 6-month self-study approach. There are 5 modules and an online final, and the cost is $495 per student. It includes all of the workbook models downloaded, and it's all done online. And for those of you attending today, there is a $100 discount for the next week. I will show you one more slide on just what the certification modules look like. As soon as I tell you that we offer a number of other services, there are agencies that certify their whole staff and want them to go through the program all at the same time. So we provide 10-week online certification training groups. We do provide bi-weekly supervision groups for those who are interested, and we do provide continuing education webinars. The certification does include 20 CEUs from the National Association of Social Workers for anyone who needs them. And here are the topics that are covered, the 5 different workbooks. And again, this is not just reading about what you should do and how to do it. This is a personal journey. It's very interactive, and each of our students learns how to connect with his or her own money story and relationship with money, and then is in a much better place. To do this work with clients. It begins with making the journey to financial well-being. There's a whole unit on credit and debt basics. Again, not just teaching them, but having our students learn about their own credit and debt situations. There's personal and saving and spending plan, better known to many as the B word for budget, but we take a bit of a different approach. There's saving and investing basics, and the 5th module is on integrating financial social work into client and organization work. So now for the winner, and drum roll, the winner is Raphael. Robin, would you please, in the question box, turn it into an answer box and let us know where it is you're located and what the name of your organization is? We'd be most appreciative. So we have time now for questions and answers, and we would be happy to have you go ahead and ask your questions in the question box, and we will answer them. We are here to figure out how financial social work can partner with you for a more winning combination. We seem to have done a great job. No one seems to have any questions. Okay. I'm trying, I see now that there is a question, and I'm trying to, okay. So Oh, I do want to tell everyone uh, that you will receive a recording um, of this webinar within probably by the beginning of next week. So you can watch it or share it if you'd like. How do we register and get the discount? You can, if you go online and make that purchase, you need to, let's go back up here. That's not exactly what I wanted to do. That wasn't it either. Okay. Dorlee, do you remember? I think you need to enter the code CA100.
Yes, CA 100 to get special price.
Right. So you can purchase it right online, and no, we are definitely going the wrong way. Okay, Robin Raphael, St. James Parish Government Department of Human Resources. Well, that's exciting. Let's see if I can get this. This was the slide that we needed. Congratulations to you, Robin. I hope that you will enjoy taking the certification and joining the financial social work community. Again, someone is asking about receiving a copy of the presentation. You're welcome, Robin. Yes, you will receive a recording of the presentation. Anybody else have any other questions for us? Anybody curious about anything that we did say or didn't say?
I'm wondering, excuse me, Rita, if they'd like to hear a little bit of information about the 10-week online certification training groups that you offer. That supplement that you offer in addition to the certification to help?
Well, it's a very oh wait, there's a question. Can the discount amount be extended due to approval process at agency? We will be happy to work with you with a purchase order, if that's what you're referring to. Yes, I do know it can take time within an agency to make things happen. I very often, it is a 6-month process. The majority of our students do finish it within 3 or 4 weeks, but obviously that's going to depend on many different variables. And I do like to explain that we are not the financial social work police. We know that life happens, and we've been known to extend that time frame when necessary. As I said, we've worked with a lot of not-for-profits and many, many community action agencies and understand that process. And since there are so few questions coming in, I'm hoping that we did a really good job of explaining what financial social work is and how it's different and how it makes for a more successful outcomes with clients. Robin, don't worry, we will get you your certification by the beginning of the week. It is all online, so it will be easy to do. With regard, Torley, you suggested the 10 sessions. I think
Yes. That's a kind of supplement, and I
right.
think I may be interested in hearing that.
Well, it's a fabulous experience, I think, for all of us who are involved in it. I've done it with groups all around the country, and it's an opportunity for me to go into greater detail. There are 5 workbooks. There's never going to be enough time, space, pages to include everything in a certification program that must be finite. And so with those 10 sessions, I am able to work very closely with those involved, helping them to broaden their knowledge. I cover topics either more in depth than they can be covered in the workbooks, but I also am able to add new topics, more timely topics possibly, and to customize topics for a particular agency if they have certain needs that they would like to be addressed or included. And it's just a really wonderful experience for all of us, a different experience. If it's the same agency and everybody is in one place, that's one way that we do it. And I've had organizations that have written grants for numerous organizations, or a funder who is funding different organizations, and they're able to log in right from their own agencies and participate. So it's just kind of an add-on that is very helpful and a lot of fun. Anybody else? Anything else? I certainly want to thank all of you for joining us today. On the screen, you can see all of my contact information. We are on Twitter. We are on Facebook. And there's my personal email. There's our 800 number. And of course, you can learn a lot more about this at our website at financialsocialwork.com. So thanks for joining us. Feel free to contact us with any comments, suggestions, questions, or to join our financial social work students, graduates, and community. Thanks, everybody, and have a beautiful rest of the day. Bye now.
Bye.